following program contains the opinions of its host and guests, not those of this network. The opinions expressed are for non-commercial informational purposes only. Listeners are cautioned not to rely on program content to treat or prevent disease, but are advised to consult with a licensed healthcare professional where they live for diagnosis and treatment of disease.
And now, the superstar of alternative health and purveyor of medical truth, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Hey, good afternoon, friends. Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. I am Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today, and thank you so much for joining us. We'll get your phone calls at the bottom of the hour, as we always do in the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. We do have lines open for you at 831-685-1080. 831-685-1080. That's your priority line number, or toll-free 888-379-2552, 888-379-2552. If you've got questions about the longevity products, medications, you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program like the one designed by Dr. Wallach, or if you just have a success story you'd like to share, we especially love hearing those, or if you have a comment about anything we're talking about today, we'd love to hear from you at 831-685-1080, 831-685-1080, or 888-379-2552, toll free. I am Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. That's because I look at the human body as a healing system, as a regenerating system, as a renewing system that is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and that is the promise. If you're dealing with any chronic long-term degenerative diseases, it is the promise of the human body that you can heal, you can reverse whatever your health challenge may be. So I've been spending a lot of time on my radio program, The Bright Side, talking about connective tissue for the last couple of months or so. The connective tissue is the component of the human body that makes up roughly 25 to 30% of who we are. If you've heard the term collagen, that refers to connective tissue. The connective tissue is made up of collagen fibers as well as other protein fibers and jelly substance that feeds our cells and electrifies our cells and detoxifies our cells and oxygenates our cells, in addition to, of course, connecting all of the various organs and structures and tissues and each of the 100 trillion cells of our body into one homogeneous whole. Most of us have heard the term connective tissue. The bone is connective tissue. The blood is connective tissue. The tendons and the ligaments are connective tissue. And as I say, some 25 to 30% of the human body is based in the connective tissue. And as it turns out, almost all chronic degenerative diseases affect the connective tissue, and that includes the leading cause of death in this country, which is heart disease. Some 600 or 7,000 people die every year from heart disease. Just yesterday, you may have heard, the actress Carrie Fisher died of heart disease. She was only 60 years old. The week before, the singer George Michael died of heart disease or heart failure. He was only 53 years old. And as much money as we spend on dealing with health challenges and health issues in this country, it seems like we cannot get our arms around this horrible health challenge called heart disease, which includes heart failure and blood clots and atherosclerosis, the leading cause of death by heart disease. One of the main reasons, the way I look at it, is because heart problems are really connective tissue problems, and nobody's talking about it. The heart and the blood are very dependent on connective tissue. The blood vessels are made of connective tissue, and this perspective has eluded mainstream medical professionals' ideas of how you deal with the heart. If you were told you have heart disease, and almost 90 million Americans are diagnosed as such every year, you are likely going to be prescribed a statin drug, which is designed to suppress the production of cholesterol. And nobody's ever going to wonder what the heck the cholesterol is doing in the arteries in the first place. Why is cholesterol building up in the arteries? And this is an important question to ask, because this is really where the true solution to the challenge of cardiovascular wellness lies. And more often than not, we're going to find that the problem is in the connective tissue in the blood vessels that feed the heart. When the heart breaks down, whether we're talking arteries or whether we're talking sclerosis as in atherosclerosis, or whether we're talking aneurysms, we are talking about weak connective tissue. In other words, the blood vessels that feed the heart, the blood vessels in general, are made of connective tissue. And once this component of the circulatory system, the circulatory vessels and the arteries start to deteriorate, the body is going to attempt to repair this degeneration, to repair the deterioration with cholesterol as well as with calcium, and the resulting mass of waxy, sticky cholesterol and calcium as well as triglycerides and fats that deposit in the arteries is called a plaque. And its role, the role of the plaque, is to act as a biochemical band-aid to temporarily repair this deteriorated or degenerated cardiovascular connective tissue. Too much plaque from too much damage and subsequent repair, and you're going to have issues with blood flow to the heart. So, of course, then your doctor is going to tell you about supporting your connective tissue and using gelatin and your pig pack and glucosamine and laying off sugar and lowering your insulin, all of which are important for strengthening the vessels and preventing the formation of the plaque/biochemical band-aid, right? Wrong. He's not going to tell you any such thing. He's going to try to stick a tube in there or a balloon in there. That's called a stent or an angioplasty. Or he'll crack open your chest and stick a vein from your leg into the heart, into the arteries of the heart, rerouting the flow. They call that a bypass. He may do it in 4 different places or 5 different places. That's a quadruple bypass or quintuple bypass. And then, of course, he's going to give you, more than likely, he's going to give you a statin drug. The fact of the matter is you don't need any of these things. What we need to figure out is, why are our arteries weak? Why is the circulatory system so weakened that the body feels like it needs to deposit cholesterol to act as a Band-Aid? And by the way, it's not just atherosclerosis that's associated with these kinds of problems. So are blood clots and so are thromboses. These are connective tissue problems as well. The blood itself is connective tissue. It's liquid connective tissue. In fact, it's a highly organized and structured crystal connective tissue, and it depends on a tightly regulated organization for it to flow correctly. Blood clotting doesn't just happen randomly, and this is one of the reasons why anti-blood clotting or anticoagulant drugs are so darn toxic. If you are dealing with a heart problem, a cardiovascular problem, a blood vessel problem, if you want to prevent these kinds of issues, the solution is not in the medical model, folks. The solution to no degenerative diseases in the medical model, it's in lifestyle. It's in how we eat, and it's how we supplement. This makes the pig pack, and this makes our glucogel caps, as well as our ultimate enzymes and ultimate niacin, and our Beyond Tangy Tangerine. The drugs of choice, they're not drugs, the medicines of choice, the treatments of choice if you're dealing with any cardiovascular or circulatory health issues. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. Got lines open at 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552. We'll take a quick commercial break and come back with more good health information on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program right after this. Don't go away.
The antioxidants found in many fruits and vegetables are known to help support and promote good health. Research has also shown that dark chocolate, once known as the food of the gods, is rich in healthy nutrients. In fact, dark chocolate is higher in antioxidant content than any other food. Youngevity has combined a proprietary blend of velvety rich dark chocolate with whole fruit pulp and whole fruit juice extracts from mangosteen, goji or wolfberry, acai berry, and cherry, along with vitamins and minerals, producing a smooth, rich, delectable concentrate called Cocogevity. It tastes so great, I sometimes drink it right out of the bottle or pour it over ice cream. Cocogevity is highly bioavailable, meaning your body will absorb and make use of all of these healthy nutrients. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Hello, Judy DeVilbus here. If I could only afford to get one product out of everything, that product would be the Ultimate Classic. It has the vitamins, the minerals, the bioflavonoids. It even has grapeseed extract. The one product that would give you just about everything under the sun you would need for a perfect nutritional program would be the Ultimate Classic. By the way, people that are on the go, it's very, very hard to take the liquids with them when they go on their trip to get their supplements in every day. Well, you know something? You can use the Ultimate Daily Tablets and the Mineral Capsules. When I'm going on a trip, if I have enough room, I just take the 2 bottles with me. If not, just use a little baggie and take a couple of daily doses with you. It's very simple. It's very easy. There's no mess, no fuss, no refrigeration. Just take your capsules, take your tablets, and you're finished for the day.
To order these products, call your local Youngevity distributor today.
Okay, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. Pharmacist Ben here, sitting in for Dr. Wallach. We've got lines open for you at 831-685-1080, 831-685-1080, or 888-379-2552, toll-free if you have questions about the longevity products or formulations, ingredients, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program like the one designed by Doc, 831-685-1080. or 888-379-2552 are your numbers on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. We'll get your calls at the bottom of the hour, as we always do. I am Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Doc today. I'm a nutritional pharmacist from Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic drugs because I look at the human body as a healing system, and all it really needs is the raw materials we call the mighty 90 essential nutrients, oxygen, water, and elimination of toxicity, or at least reduction of toxicity, especially in the form of digestive toxins and sugar. I'll be sitting in for the next 43 minutes or so, as I always do on the program, with my good friend and colleague Douglas Winfrey. Hello there, Doug.
Well, great to have you back on the show again.
Thank you.
And I thought we'd talk a little bit about antibiotics today. As you know, we've got a big problem with these superbugs, or antibiotic resistance.
Yeah.
And sadly, it's reported by Fox News that antibiotic sales for use in U.S. farm animals rose in 2015, according to the FDA, rose 1% from 2014 to 2015. This all comes when scientists are warning us about the regular use of antibiotics to promote and prevent illness in healthy farm animals, and it does contribute to the rise of antibiotic-resistant superbugs, which kill at least 23,000 Americans each year and is a global health threat. An estimated 70% of those antibiotics that are used to fight human infections are actually being used in meat production. About in 2015, sales and distribution of those medically important antibiotics for food production rose 2%, according to the FDA. They say medically important antimicrobials accounted for 62% of the domestic sale of all of antibiotics approved for use in farm animals in 2015. Tetracyclines accounted for about 71%, according to David Wallinga, a medical director and senior health officer at the National Resources Defense Council, says that the more we use them anywhere, the less effective they become. Against the backdrop of a crisis in now untreatable or nearly untreatable infections, this report further underscores how urgently we need more and stronger government action to address the ongoing overuse of drugs in livestock. And I found it interesting, a lot of the like McDonald's and these have gone to antibiotic-free meats and stuff like in their chicken. But interestingly enough, I did find a story on Natural News about a week or so ago that I talked about with Doc, where the study's headline reads, Manuka honey kills more bacteria than all available antibiotics. And this is a honey that's produced by bees that forage on the nectar of the New Zealand Manuka bush, as well as tea trees, are only native to Australia and New Zealand. And apparently this stuff is so sought after now that it's getting hard to get because it works better on, it even works on killing these superbugs as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever hear the story of the honey they found in the pyramids that was like 5,000 years old or something crazy like that? And it was just as good as if it was fresh. Honey doesn't support the growth of bacteria, and this is the logic to using honey as an antibacterial. And by the way, it's not just honey. You can use colloidal silver, you can use Lugol solution and iodine. These are all for topical uses, of course. Internally, probiotics. Good bacteria counteract bad bacteria. And by the way, Doug, your point about livestock is very interesting because most of the antibiotics that are sold in this country are sold to farmers, or they're designed for agricultural use. So a lot of times people will say, well, I don't take antibiotics. But we do take antibiotics because if we're eating meat, we're taking antibiotics. If we're eating fish, we're taking antibiotics because antibiotics are given to the fish, particularly farm-fed fish that tend to harbor things like sea lice and tend to get infected.
Not only antibiotics, but what about the growth hormones that
all
they
of
put
that,
in a lot
and
of
they
this
feed
stuff?
on the wrong food. I mean, there's all kinds of things, all kinds of problems associated with how we feed our livestock and fish. As far as antibiotics go, there's antibiotics in tap water. there's all kinds of drugs in tap water for that matter. So, and dairy, of course, as well. So it doesn't necessarily mean if our interaction with antibiotics doesn't necessarily mean we're lining up at the drugstore to take antibiotics. It could be that antibiotic resistance is increased by the antibiotics that we get in food. This is why it's so darn important to make sure that you're on a good probiotic supplement. And by the way, I wonder, Doug, how many folks are dealing with digestive health issues, things like irritable bowel syndrome or chronic gas or diarrhea or even constipation, simply by getting antibiotics in their dairy or antibiotics in their food, because we know that antibiotics kill the good bacteria as well in the gut as well as they kill the bad bacteria. All right, hang tight. We got more to say. I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. We'll be back right after this.
Many believe that all life began in the Earth's oceans. We do know that the oceans and seas are still abundant with life and life-sustaining nutrients. Many cultures have long believed in the life-giving properties of plants and sea life harvested from the oceans. Longevity's Ocean's Gold is a proprietary blend of seaweeds, algae, mosses, kelp, sea cucumbers, and sea minerals, as well as coenzyme Q10, calcium, and iron, all designed to help support healthy thyroid function, regular heartbeat, normal weight, mood stabilization, and hormone levels. Take advantage of life-sustaining nutrients from the Earth's oceans with Longevity's Ocean's Gold. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order PureWorks.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
All right, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. Pharmacist Ben sitting in for Doc today, along with Doug Winfrey. And you and your phone calls, which we'll get to at the bottom of the hour. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. If you have questions about the Longevity products, health, nutrition, the Longevity business, success stories, or if you just want to say hi and contribute to the conversation, 831-685-1080 is our priority line number, which we do have lines open for on, and 888-379-2552, toll free. So guess how many, Douglas, how many antibiotic resistant infections there are every year in the United States?
Oh, I couldn't imagine even to guess.
A lot, nearly 500,000.
Really?
Can you imagine this? Nearly 500,000 people get an infection that antibiotics don't work on. This is a serious, serious problem, folks. I remember when I was in pharmacy school in the 1980s, Dr. Hammerness warned us about this upcoming problem. He said in the somewhere at the beginning of the 21st century, we're going to be dealing with an antibiotic resistance problem that is going to be very, very significant, and he was right on. And unfortunately, doctors are still prescribing antibiotics. If you're on an antibiotic for a long period of time, that is more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, that is a serious problem. That is a recipe for disaster. That's how bacteria mutate and how bacteria adjust and how bacteria ultimately become resistant to antibiotics, primarily from folks being left on antibiotics for long periods of time. Also, if you are on a course of antibiotics, you don't want to stop in the middle. This also is a recipe for resistance, a recipe for bacterial resistance. If you don't kill all the bacteria and you leave just a few, they can mutate, they can become resistant, and you'll get another bacterial infection, this time one that antibiotics won't work on. So there's lots of other alternatives that you can use. And this idea of using drugs to treat everything is just a mindset, a belief system, a meme, a mind virus that doesn't serve us. Doug, you during the break you gave me this amazing statistic. How much are we spending on drugs around the world?
Well, they're estimating that by 2021, prescription drug sales will reach 1.5 trillion.
Trillion. And the profit margin on those things is ungodly. And I personally
what about all the R&D money that they spend?
Oh, come on, please. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to blow you off. I hope you were kidding on that.
I was.
Here's the thing. Obamacare and mandatory insurance for everybody, this just guarantees a windfall for these drug companies. So if you're on a prescription drug, please understand if it's for a long period of time, if it's the type of drug that you're going to be on for the rest of your life, you have alternatives, chief among which is a nutritional supplement program. Of course, you also want to figure out what the cause of your health challenge is that's mandating or requiring you to be on a long-term prescription drug. But once you figure that out and you really address the problem, there is no prescription drug that anybody has to be on for life, period. Top 10 prescription drugs, by the way, quarter one of the year 2016. What do you think the number one prescription drug is or was?
I'm going to guess a psychiatric drug because I've got another study that shows that 1 in 6 Americans is taking a psychiatric drug of some sort, either an antidepressant or a sedative.
That's pretty unbelievable. That's mind-blowing, actually, especially considering nobody knows how these psychiatric drugs work or if they even work. And that's a whole nother subject, the idea of brain chemical imbalances. Do you know there's no such thing as a brain chemical imbalance? That's a completely made up and marketing phenomena. But we'll get into that. That's a whole other subject. No, the number one best-selling drug in America in the year 2016, quarter one. Oh, there's the music. All right, I'll tell you what. You hang tight. We'll tell you what that is when we come back. But I guarantee you it's a drug nobody needs to take. And we'll talk about that when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll get your phone calls as well. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552 toll free. You are listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program on the ZBS Radio Network.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. 444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your longevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local longevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables. And besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your longevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about longevity home-based business opportunities.
This is the ZBS Radio Network.
All right, we're back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. Hang tight. We'll get to you in just a minute. And we do have lines open for you. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Dr. Wallach, along with Doug Winfrey. So, top 10 prescription drugs filled in the United States, quarter one of the year 2016. The number one best-selling drug in America, quarter one 2016. Doug, what do you think?
I already gave my guess.
Statin drug, Lipitor.
That makes sense, yeah.
A drug nobody needs to have. As I said at the beginning of the program, if you have elevated cholesterol or if you have heart problems or heart disease, it is not a cholesterol issue. It is a blood vessel problem. It is a connective tissue problem, and you'd be far better off using your glucogel caps, using bone broth, making sure you're getting enough vitamin C. And for years, for decades, Dr. Linus Pauling and others have said how important vitamin C is for cardiovascular health. Well, now you know the reason. It's because vitamin C is the key player in the building and generation of connective tissue. If you have elevated cholesterol, consider it a sign that your connective tissue is breaking down. You can also consider it a sign that your blood sugar is off as well. You're much better off building your connective tissue, lowering your blood sugar, using your Sweeties and Ultimate Niacin and Ultimate Selenium and your Beyond Tangy Tangerine to help support good blood sugar control and getting yourself off nasty statin drugs, whether it's Lipitor or Mevacor or Zocor, which, by the way, is in the top 10 as well. I think Zocor is number 8. Second best-selling drug, quarter one 2016, Synthroid, because everybody's hypothyroid. The reason we're hypothyroid is because our bodies are under duress. Our adrenal glands are kicking in 24/7 when they should only be kicking in once a year or twice a year. And also, of course, because of digestive health issues, the thyroid is very dependent on digestive health. It's particularly dependent on good bacteria. And ask any pharmacist, and they'll tell you that Synthroid is one of the most ineffective of all prescription drugs. And this is why anybody on Synthroid or levothyroxine or one of its other brand names, typically you have to have your dose adjusted periodically when you're on this drug, because it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because when you're on Synthroid and you're on levothyroxine, you haven't done anything for your thyroid. Levothyroxine and Synthroid are simply supposed to duplicate thyroid hormone, which they don't do. They don't do anything for a busted up thyroid, and they don't do anything for a thyroid that's hypoactive. They don't do anything for hypothyroid, for the hypothyroid gland itself. What they do is they duplicate the hormone, and they don't do it very well either. Number 3 best-selling drug is a ACE inhibitor for high blood pressure, lisinopril or Prinavil. Then you come to Prilosec is number 4 for your GERD and heartburn. Metformin or for diabetes is number 5. A high blood pressure drug called Norvasc is number 6. Zocor, another beta blocker, or another statin drug, is number 7. Pain pill, Vicodin or Loratab is number 8. And then another blood pressure drug, number 9, Toprol. And then finally we come to yet another blood pressure drug, number 10. None of these drugs do anything, period, end of story. They do nothing to treat or deal with the problem, whether the problem is heartburn, whether the problem is cardiovascular, or whether the problem is digestive in nature. They do nothing to help the problem. They simply keep you going, and they don't keep you going very well either, as anybody who's on these prescription drugs long-term will tell you. They all come with adverse reactions and side effects. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben along with Doug Winfrey. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552 toll free. Let's hit the phones. Who's first in line, Doug?
All right, let's head to Canada. And Trevor, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Yo, Trevor, what's going on?
Hey, Ben, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you? Happy holidays.
Doing very good. Happy holidays to you.
What's going on?
I have a question about my brother-in-law.
Okay.
He has pretty much bone-on-bone arthritis in his knees.
How old is he?
Pain all the time. He's about 45.
Oh, he's too young. Too young. Hang on, Trevor. We got to take a commercial break, but we'll take care of your brother here when we come back. Okay, so don't go away. I'm Pharmacist Ben along with Doug Winfrey, and you and your phone calls 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552 toll free. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back with more good health information on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. 3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities.
All right, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552 toll free. If you have questions about the Youngevity products or health challenges you or a loved one may be dealing with, we can help you. I am Pharmacist Ben along with Doug Winfrey, and we're in Canada talking to Trevor. Hello there, Trevor.
Hey there, Ben.
Hey, buddy. So your brother is only 45 years old, and he's already dealing with bone-on-bone arthritis.
Yeah, he can't do anything anymore without,
That's terrible.
without pain. He's in constant pain all the time, and
was he an
athlete?
He's
searching for something that.
Was he an athlete?
No, he did when he was younger. He did do a lot of track and field.
Okay.
And stuff, and he had some injuries where his knees would pop out, and they'd have to put him back in and stuff. So.
All right, couple things. Right off the bat, you need to get him on the Ultimate EFAs, 9 capsules a day, right off the bat. That has powerful anti-inflammatory effects and will also stimulate the growth of new tissue. That's first and foremost. Right off the bat, you got to get on the Ultimate EFAs, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night. It probably would help him to take his Ultimate EFAs with the Ultimate enzymes. They work and with some food. They all work together. The Ultimate enzymes you can also use on an empty stomach to take care of some of the pain. So Ultimate EFAs, Ultimate enzymes, and then have him do the Ultimate enzymes both on an empty stomach and with food, and his Ultimate EFAs all together. Next thing, get him on the glucogel caps right away. Those will take a little bit longer to have some benefits, but the glucogel acts like a precipitating agent, like a little seed for driving the production of connective tissue. And this is what you're talking about when you have bone-on-bone arthritis. The connective tissue in the joints is worn down. So make sure he's using the glucogel caps. Treat him like a diabetic even if he's not diagnosed as such. That's because sugar and elevated blood sugar have a tremendously destructive effect on connective tissue. They basically burn connective tissue. They caramelize connective tissue. And it's unusual to have that kind of significant arthritis without having a significant blood sugar problem as well, even if he hasn't been diagnosed as a diabetic. And in addition to reducing his intake of sweets and breads and pastas and cereals and rice, etc., he wants to use his Ultimate niacin as well as his sweeties and his Ultimate selenium, all of which are very important for blood sugar. Don't underestimate the importance of gluten and other digestive toxins when it comes to arthritis. Toxicity from foods that enters into the blood will inevitably get dumped off in the connective tissue, and this can exacerbate its destruction. So making sure you're patching up the gut and making sure you're staying away from foods that cause digestive distress. Of course, gluten's not the only one, but that's the most popular one, especially out there in Canada where you eat all those grains and oats. Well, everywhere we eat lots of grains and oats, not just Canada, but a very good possibility that he's dealing with gluten intolerance or some other kind of digestive intolerance, doing a food diary where you keep track of all your problem foods and then link those up to digestive issues or to pain, and then eliminating those foods and then using, in addition to his Ultimate enzymes, digestive support nutrients like the Ultimate Nightly Essence, which is my all-time favorite probiotic supplement. There's enzymes in there as well. Make sure he's doing lots of vegetable juices. I would also be doing the Fucoid Z capsules. Fucoidin is a wonderful polysaccharide or complex sugar that can help drive the production of connective tissue and have soothing and healing benefits. And don't forget your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You can't make connective tissue without Beyond Tangy Tangerine's vitamin C and bioflavonoids. Vitamin C is the rate-limiting step in the production of connective tissue, and your Beyond Tangy Tangerine will get you 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C per dose. Thanks for your call, Trevor, in Canada. Hope we helped you out.
And Trevor, you might also, for the pain, have him use the CM cream topically on his knees, along with with a couple of drops of the trauma oil, and that will help soothe the pain a little bit, at least for a few hours. And CM capsules as well for anti-inflammatory properties.
Good ad there, Douglas. Thank you. Thanks, Trevor. Hope we helped you out, man.
All right. Let's head to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And Angela, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Baton Rouge. What's going on, Angela?
Hi. I have a lot of health issues.
Okay.
And you've covered some of them, the diabetes, the low thyroid.
Okay.
But my biggest concern right now is I want to avoid dialysis and kidney transplant as much as possible. And thus far, I've been blessed, even though I am in kidney failure and my GFR is only 9%.
Oh, my goodness.
God has stayed all the symptoms that go with it. And
Anything else?
I'm doing my healing confessions and stuff like that. So,
Okay, well,
but I need some...
When you're breaking down as significantly as you are, that's good news and bad news. Okay, it's bad news because you're breaking down pretty significantly. But when you're breaking down significantly, one of the great gifts, one of the beautiful things about the human body is the more broken down we are, the faster we turn it around. So you can turn this thing around within 24 to 48 hours. Now, it's going to take you a lot of time to completely turn it around, but you can begin to turn it around right away. So first and foremost, what we need to do is we need to figure out why you're breaking down so fast, and almost always that's associated with digestive health issues. My dear Angela, you sound like you're in your 40s or 50s, and I'm
53.
Okay. So you have probably had digestive problems for decades, with a capital D, since you were a little girl. All right. Now, whether you know them or not, you probably know them because they'd have to be pretty significant. This is where the problems all begin. And you know what? Whenever you're dealing with long-term chronic degeneration, this is always where problems begin, and it's always where you will notice quick relief. You should be doing a Swero V cleanse immediately, as we say in the pharmacy business, stat, right away. Get on the phone as soon as you hang up from me and call Longevity and tell them you want the Swero V. You want to order 2 or 3 6-packs, and you want to do half a bottle of Swero V every hour for 2 or 3 days, and that's it. No other food, just the Swero V. That's called a Swero V cleanse, and that will start the ball rolling on your recovery. The next thing you're going to do is, after you've done your Swero V cleanse, you're going to do a food diary. That means you're going to eat one kind of food, and start with your favorite food, because it usually is your favorite food, and you're going to eat it all day long. And then you're going to write down in a book, a diary, food diary, how you feel after you eat that food. And I'm guaranteeing you, you're going to be shocked at what you find out, because chances are pretty darn good that your favorite foods and foods you're eating all the time are going to cause you digestive distress. Of course, then you're going to need to eliminate those foods, and that's why we call it the food diary and the elimination diet. Once you've found some foods that you can eat, then we want to start to patch up the digestive system using all the things we talked about with our last caller, Trevor. You're going to want to make sure that you're using your nightly essence, 9 capsules a day, ultimate enzymes with all your meals. Take a little bit of apple cider vinegar with that, and then maybe probably is also a good idea for you to do some of the Fucoid Z, which can help coat and soothe the digestive tract. Now, you're probably a sugar eater or a sugar craver, because this typically is associated with these kinds of significant problems, especially in the kidneys. So you're going to want to wean yourself off the breads and the pastas and the fruit juice and the desserts and all the sweet foods, and wean yourself onto your Slender FX or your Keto FX protein. The more protein you eat, the less likely you're going to be to want to snack between meals and munch down on the sweets, and that's going to go a long way towards helping your kidneys. Actually, towards helping everything, but especially the kidneys. You're also going to want to use your ultimate niacin, ultimate selenium, as well as the sweeties for helping the body utilize sugar and helping lower your blood sugar. That will help with the kidneys, and that will also help with any heart issues or blood pressure issues that you may have, which you probably do have. Of course, you want to stay on the Healthy Start Pack. Make sure you're moving your body, number one. I would get on a rebounder, which is a mini trampoline if you can, or even just jogging in place for a minute in the morning, a minute in the afternoon, and a minute in the evening. Just jogging in place. That's all you need to do. For most people, just huff and puff a little bit, maybe 90 seconds or so for you to huff and puff. You do it 3 times a day. That will improve circulation. Make sure you're eating as little food as possible. Only eat when you absolutely, positively feel like you need to eat, and stop eating after 2 or 3 or 4 bites when you feel full. And try to leverage the power of liquid nutrition, that is vegetable juices and soups, particularly homemade chicken soup. Last but not least, get on the Healthy Start Pack. Your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, sip on it all day long. Your Ultimate EFAs, 9 capsules a day, and a shot or 2, a cap or 2 of your Beyond OsteoFX. God bless you, my dear. Thank you, Angela, for calling from Baton Rouge. Hope we helped. And we got to take a break. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today, along with Douglas Winfrey. We'll take a commercial break and come back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program right after this.
Aromatherapy oils have been prized by ancient cultures for thousands of years. Longevity's ancient legacy, true aromatherapy, is no exception. Essential oils are the fragrant life essence from plants that are gently removed through the process of steam distillation. Longevity's ancient legacy essential oils are of the purest concentrations from the most respected and ethical distillers worldwide. Many ancient legacy oils come directly from families in the East which have been distilling essential oils for over 100 years. Keep Ancient Legacy's tea tree oil in your medicine chest for first aid. Tea tree oil is great for soothing the itching and stinging associated with insect bites, burns, scrapes, and other skin irritations. It's also effective as an antiseptic. To learn more about aromatherapy and essential oils, contact your local Longevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about business opportunities.
Hey, if you're like me, your life is hectic. You don't know where you're going to be next. Between kids and family and in-laws and work and traffic and everything else that's driving me crazy right now, my life is insane. I bet your life's insane as well. When do we have time to get every single nutrient we need to be healthy? When? Well, I've got a tip for you. Take a product called Pollen Burst. It's so simple, even I can do it. All you have to do is open the package, pour it in water, mix it up, and bam, you're ready to go. It tastes great. It's not one of those medicine tasting things. It tastes great, low in calories, helps curb your appetite, gives you natural energy that doesn't let you crash, gives you your vitamins, minerals, nutrients, everything from the plant world. And I gotta tell you, for a busy person like me or a busy person like you, we need simple, we need good. Pollen Burst is your answer. Tastes great. Try it, and you'll feel better.
Call your local Longevity distributor to find out how Pollen Burst can make you feel better. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
All right, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I am Pharmacist Ben. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. Back to the phones we go. Who's next, Doug?
Let's head to Illinois. And Terry, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Terry.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to talk to you. Happy holidays to you.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you.
What's going on?
Hey, we've been on the products for 3 months.
Nice.
And we've been gluten-free for 3 months.
Nice.
And we have, we've been addressing our weight loss. We've done ASAP and we've done Rev.
Okay.
And we have, my knees have been bone on bone.
Okay.
We've been addressing that. My blood pressure is stabilized. It's in the 140 over 80-ish this morning.
High. Bit
yeah,
high.
and then
okay.
my diabetes is 119, I think it was, this morning. So I'm
That's
doing
on the high end.
I'm
things.
doing a lot. I'm sorry.
That's a little bit on the high end, but you're improving. These are better markers than they were before you started your program, right?
Right, definitely.
Awesome.
I feel I had a stroke 4 years ago, and I've definitely improved, and I feel.
How old are you? How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 64.
Okay, great. So how can we help you? What would you like help with?
Well, I'm not absorbing.
Okay, good.
I don't feel I'm absorbing because I've not lost a pound.
Okay.
So,
are you still feeling hungry, like you eat all the time, even after you eat, an hour later you're back in the fridge looking for food, that kind of thing? Is that was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what we want to do. We want to give your body as much nutrition as possible in an easy-to-absorb fashion, and that's soups and liquids and juices and beyond Tangy Tangerine. Do you have get yourself a Vitamix or a NutriBullet or a Ninja, something that'll keep the fiber. That's the advantage to these kinds of products over regular juicers, is you want that fiber. And so you're going to make yourself veggie juices twice a day, and come up with your own mixtures, your own blends, and you can mix them up, and you can practice and use spices. Try to go easy on the beet and the carrot because they're very sweet, and you're going to get a big hit of sugar. in the juice if you juice them. So you just go easy on the beet and the carrot. They're still good for you, so you want to have some of them, but just go easy on them. Make sure you're focusing more on onions and garlic and spinach and kale and the more savory medicinal kinds of veggies. And you want to do that twice a day. That will give you nutrition. It will fill you up. You'll lose weight. And you'll also start to notice that you got more energy because those phytonutrients can be very energizing. Plant nutrients can be very energizing. Then you also want to make sure that you're doing a bone soup, chicken soup, especially homemade chicken soup, but also any kind of bone soup is going to be good for you. Again, liquid nutrition, particularly liquid protein. And then also don't forget, if you're probably already doing it, but make sure you're on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine throughout the day, not just morning, not just night, but throughout the day. You want to give yourself a nice sustained release level of your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Stay on the Healthy Start Pack. I assume you're already doing that. Make sure you're using your Ultimate Enzymes with all your meals and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And then don't forget your Ultimate Nightly Essence. There's so much more I could tell you, but I got some more calls I want to get to. Thanks so much for your call. I hope we helped you out. God bless you in the new year, and good luck with everything. Who's next, Douglas?
Let's head to Raymore, Missouri. And Jamie, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Jamie. Jamie? No?
Hello?
Hey, Jamie. How's it going?
Hello. I was calling from Kansas City, Missouri, and my daughter, she has ear infections.
Okay. Very, very typical. Don't let them put a tube in there. Are they giving her antibiotics every couple of months or something?
Yes, they are, and they're trying to put the
tubes.
The tubes in her ears.
Of course they do.
Month.
Of course they are. That's what they do. You got to work on her foods. The number one reason why kids get chronic ear infections and chronic stuffy noses, chronic runny noses, chronic purpling under the eyes, problems with asthma and eczema, the number one reason is food allergies. This should be no surprise because everybody, all of us are dealing with these problems, with food toxicity problems. So you want to look for bowel movement issues, constipation, gas, bloating, digestive discomfort. Of course, if it's a baby, she's not going to be able to tell you that she's got digestive discomfort, but you're going to want to be very vigilant and observant, and then you want to link those to foods and eliminate foods that trigger those kinds of problems. That alone will make a huge difference. Make sure she's using some of her root beer belly or Flora FX or even the Ultimate Nightly Essence if you can get her to do that, as well as fermented foods. You want to focus on the gut, focus on the intestine, and focus on food. Folks, that's for anybody dealing, any kids who are dealing with chronic ear infections or stuffy noses or asthma or eczema or purple under the eyes. All right, that's all the time we have on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm Pharmacist Ben for Doug Winfrey, for all the folks at the ZBS Radio Network, for Doc Wallach. Have yourselves a beautiful, wonderful, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.